Growing wheatgrass. To grow wheatgrass you need to start with wheat, of course. This is it here. We've got about a cup of wheat. It's the same stuff you grind up and make flour with and make bread and all those other sorts of things. Should be able to get it from health food shops normally. Kind of expensive if you buy it in small quantities, but if you buy it in bulk it works out quite cheap. We've got about a cup here. The first step is to just take a jar and put the wheat in and let it soak overnight. Simple as that. After the wheat's soaked overnight, you can put one of these cool sprouting lids on it. You can just use a sieve or something like that for straining, but this makes it kind of easy. It's got a wire mesh in the end. So you just strain the water out and fill it up again and give it a rinse a couple of times. Now we're going to repeat this process at least twice a day, at least every 12 hours, and once we finish rinsing we'll put it over in like a dish rack or something like that, stand it up on an angle so any extra water can come out, and we're going to leave it for about a day and a half until it sprouts up until it's got little shoots, rinsing it twice a day. Okay, so we're going to do this bit outside because it's a little bit messier. After you've finished sprouting your wheat for a day or a day and a half, it's going to look like this little sprouty bit sticking out the end. So we're going to take this and we're going to spread it out in a tray, a seed raising tray, with just a very thin layer of soil on the bottom of it. So we're talking, you know, a centimetre and a half of soil, not very much. It's just really, the seed's not going to be in there long. It's just enough to keep it going while we're growing it as a grass. So we put the seed, the wheat, the sprouted wheat, out on our soil. The soil's already been wet thoroughly through, and we spread it out just so it makes a nice even layer right across the soil. We don't really want it so there's too much sitting on top of each other. This is about a cup of wheat, which I find sprouted it turns into more, and I find that to be about the right amount for a tray this size, just a normal seed raising tray. Okay, once we've got it nice and spread out, maybe a little more there, we're going to cover it with a piece of newspaper, which we're going to damp down as well. So it's very important for the first couple of days that the wheat stays dark while it's developing and growing, and that's going to help it grow better. Then we'll take it back inside once the water's excess water's run out, and we'll put it on a shelf or on a bench somewhere, and we're going to keep it moist for the next few days and let it grow up. So after a couple of days of keeping the seed dark and damp, it's going to look something like this. We'll take the newspaper off now. Something like this. You can see all the little shoots sprung up. They're maybe 3 or 4 centimeters long, and kind of yellow. So it's time for them to get some sunlight. You can put the wheat outside, or you can just keep it inside somewhere where it will get at least some sun, and you need to keep watering it every once or twice a day. Keep it nice and moist, and it'll sprout up pretty quick. 3 or 4 days later, watering it every day, your wheatgrass is going to look like this. It's ready to be cut, ready to be used. All you do, you take some scissors and you cut it off nice and low, just like that. Take it away, leave a little bit there. You can cut it twice, so you can cut the whole lot down once and then let it grow up to about the same height or even a bit longer and cut it again. So the way most people use the wheatgrass is either they put it through a juicer and just drink the juice, or you can just cut it off like I just did, put it in your mouth, chew it up, get the juice out that way, spit out the fibre, or if you're really keen you can cut it up, chew it up and actually swallow it and get the benefit of the fibre in you as well. So that's how you grow wheatgrass.